Welcome back to Balderdash Academy with our visiting professor, DC Cathro. We have Marie's quiz coming right up, but first...
Balderdash Academy, competitive comedy. Good for your health like a yearly colonoscopy. Bring a flask, don't forget your hall pass. If you need a laugh, let me introduce the school staff. Marie Stewart Harmon teaches home economics. See her after class for some home brewed tonics. Sex with me is like Nate Green, cause finishing on top is his normal routine. Coach Steve brings the show's sports knowledge, but he's bad at portmanteaus cause he didn't go to college. Pauline McGill spits words like an Uzi. She wins every game but can't name a single movie. They call him Randy Hunt, the theater guru. He'll always almost win like Deja Vu do. Carla Rose Dubois, you better watch your back. She's notoriously known for teaching music facts. And Bob LeBlanc gets no disrespect. Don't talk back, cause he's technically correct. Yes, let's go. Balderdash Academy, baby. Alright, sit down, class is starting.
Welcome back. It's been a hell of a game. Our points are... I'm in last place. Followed by, believe it or not, Molly with 131 points. Next we have Marie with 165, Nate with 175, and 185 Randy's walking to a bar.
Scratch and sniff them.
They hit their head because they're so tall, just like me.
All right, DC, before we move on to Marie's game, we're back with our Balderdash randomizer. Again, the spin will generate a question that DC will need to answer in 30 seconds or less. Tonight's question. All right, so other than your work, DC, which if you need to, you can find links in the description. What other playwrights should we all be reading right now?
Ooh.
Oh, dear. Okay, so I would say there's a website called the New Play Exchange, which features like hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands of playwrights who can upload their pieces, and you can sign up. It's super cheap. It's like $12, and you can read thousands and thousands of plays from thousands and thousands of people, including
and that's
mine.
That's not a month. That's an annual fee.
Oh yeah, that's a yearly. That's a yearly fee. And they have different fees. If you're just reading, it's like $12 or something. And if you're like a playwright and you're uploading plays, it's like $20. It's super cheap, but there's so much. You can search by topic, you can search by author, you can search by title. Bob has plays on there. Bam.
Sure does.
So
Randy,
I could recommend lots of people that I know, but not in 30 seconds.
No, not in 30 seconds.
It would
not
be
in 30 seconds.
Like the Academy Awards when the music starts playing and I haven't gotten to like 50 other people that I need to thank.
Kind of a follow-up question to that. How's that community at New Play Exchange? Have you met people through that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've made lots of friends there. Playwrights have formed groups online on like Facebook groups and things like that. Yeah. And I'm in probably 4 or 5 different groups. Cool. People will read each other's work. People will do readings. I've met actors. I've met other playwrights. I've met Bob. Actually, through New Play Exchange, and it's a great resource for anybody who wants to read plays, and it has everything. It's got like 1-minute plays, 10-minute plays, full lengths, comedies, musicals, whatever. And I've made some really, really great friends. I've made some really, really great contacts.
Yeah. Do you think it will replace Facebook?
If only.
I think no. I think as an addition to Facebook, it's literally just for plays. It's just for.
It sounds like a really cool place.
Theater companies. Yeah, it's at newplayexchange.com.
Yeah. So I'll put a link in the description. Now, the fun thing about New Play Exchange and what I like about it as a service, or really as a community, is it's a place built on positivity. It's really designed for people who just love the craft and love the reading and the experience and the exploration of finding that brilliance. It's great to post the stuff you have. It feels nice to get a recommendation. But it's really built around the discovery of new work. And if you like a show, leave a recommendation, literally recommend it for other people to read or to produce. And if you don't like the show, just don't say anything at all.
And it's really awesome.
It's not a place for that.
If somebody finds your work online and contacts you and says, hey, we'd like to produce your play. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it happens. I've gotten 2 or 3.
Yeah, I've had a student contact me about doing one of my pieces at their college, and it was a lovely production. They filmed it and sent it to me, and
that's awesome.
Yeah. In fact, I will also link DC's new Play Exchange page in the description. I recently taught a class, and it was I needed an example of a comedy and a drama. And both exist within DC's work. So it was great for me because it was a one-stop to get what I needed for the class. So New Play Exchange, it is in the link in the description. But you're not just a playwright, DC. I mean, you are a collector, playwright, director, but rumor has it, you're also technically a Broadway actor. Tell us what happened on Broadway.
Well, I was in New York, and we had tickets to go see the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. And in the lobby before the show, they asked audience members if they want to be in the spelling bee. And I was like, yeah. So they chose me, and I got to be contestant number 3. And I had to spell cow. And I had to spell Senegal, which is the room where the Last Supper took place. And so that, kicked me out because I got that wrong. But, and whenever you go up to the microphone, they say something about you. And they're like, next up is DC Cathro. When DC's mother gets mad at him, she calls him by his full name, District of Columbia. And then they said, and this is DC Cathro again. DC is president of this beard growing club at school.
That's fantastic.
One night on Broadway, and I got to sit next to Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
And you had a show run off Broadway for a while.
Yeah, that was
you've done it all in New York.
Yeah. So, well, I've done a little bit, but yes. Hopefully
you've done
more.
a little bit in New York. There you go.
Hopefully more. Hopefully more soon. See what happens.
Yeah. Well, things are opening back up. Speaking of hustle, we are now here with Professor of Home Ec and Wellness Marie Stewart Harmon for her quiz.
I haven't heard this yet.
Marie Stewart Harmon. Home economics. Marie Stewart Harmon. Home economics. Marie Stewart Harmon.
Surprised there's not a burp in this.
Marie Stewart Harmon.
I sent him the folder full of them.
It'll be in the remix.
Oh my gosh, you get 14 points for having a theme song.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so very much. That is the first time I've heard my theme song, and I'm loving it. And I'm super pumped that you're familiar with New York City. One of my favorite stops when I'm in the city is McSorley's Pub. But that is not a place that you probably want to go tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day, because it is going to be inundated with tourists who know that McSorley's is the place to go on St. Patrick's Day in New York. I say all of this because many people have experienced a St. Patrick's Day where the next morning they're like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? Why did I do that? How will I ever recover? Well, as your resident home economics and wellness professor, I have an old-timey suggestion that I would like for you all to help me with. This comes from the Cowboys of America. I'm going to give you a statement, and I need my very brilliant professors to complete the statement for me. So I'm going to say blank when I want you to with the word I want you to replace. Cowboys in the American West thought that if you went outside and got some blank, made tea out of blank, and drank it, your hangover would disappear. Now, it's true that blank contains salt and nutrients, such as potassium, that might have been depleted while you were tying one on last night. So, brilliant professors of Balderdash Academy. You know, home economics, I'm always the waste not, want not, find what's in your environment. These cowboys seem to have a good idea. So, Randy, you're nodding already. You seem to know exactly what these cowboys would go out and collect.
Cowboys, and they have a pretty predictable diet. From what we understand, the stereotype meals that we know about. I believe it's baked bean juice, not the baked beans itself, but the juice from the baked beans.
Mm-hmm.
And if they didn't have a piece of bread to sop it up at the end of the meal, they had the juice left over. They saved it for the next day after they have a little too much to drink and cured it all.
Bean au jus, if you will. It's tasty. Maybe if there's enough salt. Molly, what do you think these cowboys were so clever to go out and collect and make tea out of?
Well, I'm working up myself an appetite with these tater tots and these here baked bean au jus. What these cowboys did was they made tumbleweed tea. So what they had to do, they'd have to go out there and wrestle themselves some tumbleweeds. That'd be going from them there prairies over there. They had to go wrestle them up. And then what they do is they take some cheesecloth and they crunch it all down. They put it in some cheesecloth. They let it soak overnight while they're tying one on. When they wake up in the morning, they hit that tea, that sweet tumbleweed tea, and it just cures all hangovers.
Tumble tea, if you will.
Tumbleweed tea.
Tumbleweed tea. I'm a big fan of that tumbleweed tea there. Hey, Bob.
Yes.
What do you think these cowboys did to get rid of their hangovers?
Well, it makes a lot of sense. It is a natural resource that's found all over the Great Plains, and it's one that they had readily available at all times. And that is, of course, cow patties, or as they like to call them, cow-moo-mile tea. Now, the cows would process the nutrients needed, including salt, potassium, all of the things they would rend from the grasses they ate, and then deposit them in an easily dissolved patty that could be used to make a coffee or tea.
Mm-hmm. That seems totally plausible. Cowboys did hang out with a lot of cows. Nate, what did these very industrious cowboys create tea out of?
So Bob was on the right track, except he went to the end of the line. You need to get in there before the cow absorbs all that nutrients.
Oh no!
And it's the cow cud that they used. So cows are known for having multiple stomachs, and they chew it, digest, and then they spit it back up, and that's the cud that they chew. Now the cowboys would go. They're named cowboys because they would go to the boy cows and get that cud. And of course, that's where in medicine you get CC. That I need 5 cc's of this. It's cow cud.
Cow cud.
So they would get 5 cc's of this cud and kind of just drip it into their coffee or whiskey or whatever it was. But it was like a supplement type of thing.
Like a tincture.
5 cc's of cow cud. 5 cow cuds. Yes.
Cow cud cc's.
These have all been answers that could have been answers, and I'm really grateful that you all answered them with your answers. However, Only one of you was kind of close, but before I give you the correct answer, DC, these professors are brilliant, and I think they deserve some points here. So I'm just going to remind you what everyone's answers were.
You said answers a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you said cow cut a lot. Randy had the baked bean au jus, the juice from the baking of the beans. Once the beans had been removed, Molly had tumbleweed tea, tumble tea. I think that could definitely be patented.
Yeah, sure.
Bob had cow patties, the chamomile tea. That doesn't sound terrible, actually. Chamomile. It's probably got dairy in it. Probably can't have it for vegans. Anyway, Nate had the 5 cc's, the cow cud extreme, and what we all have our current doctoring measurements based off of. So, DC, these brilliant professors, what do you think?
All right. Well, okay, Bob, you get 53 points for chamomile tea.
Yeah, he does.
Awful. It made me laugh. But I have to go with Randy. I'm thinking Randy should probably get 62 points.
Wow.
62, somewhere in there.
Nice.
Yeah, 62 points.
Nice.
I do like the idea of the tumbleweeds. So you can have 28.
Okay.
And Nate.
Cow cud.
Yeah.
From specifically
that sums it up right there.
Surprising to me. I'll throw you 22. 22
But
points.
it's so close to 28.
Mighty generous.
Okay, you can have 7 more. And who keeps score? Bob, you keeping score? You can have 12 points for keeping all these scores straight because I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you.
Thank you so much, DC. I think that all of these answers could possibly be plausible, but none of them are accurate. However, someone did come very close. I'll give you all one guess as to who that someone was. Bob. With the cow patties, he was onto something, though cowboys didn't exclusively work with cows. Cowboys in the American West thought if you went outside and got some rabbit pellets, made tea out of them, and drank it, your hangover would disappear. Now, it's true that rabbit pellets contain salts and nutrients, such as potassium, that might have been depleted while you were tying one on the night before. But nowadays, you can probably just eat a banana or something. I'm glad that this isn't the current hangover cure popular in college dorms these days. I'm sure the amount of pet bunnies would increase if that was the case. We don't need that many pet bunnies on campuses, especially not at Balderdash Academy.
All right, let's see how close the game is, shall we? I am in last place with 71 points. Next, we have Marie with 165, Woo. Molly with 175, Nate with 204, and in the lead we have Randy with 247 points.
What? Randy's taking it home.
Which can change at a moment's notice in technically correct.
Sure can.
Our next game is a fan favorite, technically correct. I will read a description of a movie. That is technically correct. Our faculty members will all come up with an answer as fast as possible and present it one by one. Our visiting professor will award points based on the answer that he likes best. So, movie number 1, the description of this movie. A son's father and mothers meet his fiance's family.
Wait, what?
A son's father and mothers meet his fiance's family. Nate, what's the movie?
Sons, father, and mothers.
Mothers plural? Fast as we can.
I'm going to say Captain Planet, Rise of the Machines.
Marie, what do you have?
Was it mothers plural?
Yes.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
son's
great. I'm going to just continue to go
father
with my
and
gut.
mothers meet his fiance's family.
Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Fockers, Randy.
The Brady Bunch movie?
Brady Bunch movie. And Marsha. Molly, I'm sorry. What's the answer? That one with the...
And it's
The guy who did the thing.
I got nothing.
I know this one's hard.
Rats of Nim.
Rats, Secret of Nim.
Secrets of Nim.
All right. So this one's actually relevant today. A son's father and mothers meet his fiance. We have Nate with Captain Planet, Rise of the Machines, Marie with Meet the Fockers, Randy with the Brady Bunch movie, Molly with the Secret of Nim, DC. Which one do you like best? How would you like to score?
Actually, I like the Rats of Nim. Molly, you get 52 points for the Rats of Nim.
All right, 52 points. So, a son's father and mothers meet his fiance describes the birdcage,
I was gonna say that.
which I thought was appropriate given the news this week. Movie number 2. I apologize in advance. Movie number 2 is a flashback of a flashback of a flashback of a man trying to clear his name. So it is a flashback of a flashback of a flashback of a man trying to clear his name. Marie.
Memento.
Memento.
Good guess.
Randy.
I'm going to go with Terminator 3.
Terminator 3, Rise of Captain
only seen
Planet.
one, too.
Molly.
Yep.
Well, I think like the obvious is like Back to the Future, but I'm gonna go with Powder.
Powder. And Nate.
So, I mean, when you try to clear your name, I just think of like backspacing. So I'm going to say Office Space.
Office Space.
Okay.
So a flashback of a flashback of a flashback of a man trying to clear his name. We have Marie with Memento, Randy with the Terminator, Molly with Powder, and Nate with Office Space. DC, how would you like to score?
I like Office Space. I'll go with 22 points for Office Space.
22 points for Nate. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to tell you because I've said a flashback of way too many times. That movie accurately describes the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, such a good movie.
Oh, great film.
It starts as a flashback, which then goes to a flashback, which then goes into another flashback about a man trying to clear his name. All right.
All
I
I
do
could
think
think
that
about-
Memento would be technically correct, though.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds right. But all I can think of when you say that again and again is Jennifer Beals getting a bucket of water dumped on her.
Yeah. 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 I would be afraid to do that with the technical equipment here.
Yeah.
Movie number 3. A real estate agent helps a diplomat move to the UK. It is a movie about a real estate agent who helps a diplomat move to the United Kingdom. All right. Here we go. Randy.
Diplomat.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
All right. Yeah, I love Holy Grail. All right, Molly, what do you got?
Bob, really? What do I have? Nothing. James Bond, Die Another Day. Is that one?
All right, James Bond, Die Another Day. Nate.
Okay.
The Princess Bride.
Ooh.
Princess Bride. And Marie.
Damn it, I think the Princess Bride might be right. I cannot remember the professions of the parents in The Parent Trap, but I do know that one of them is in England for like a while and comes back with a silly British accent. So I'm going with The Parent Trap.
Parent Trap. All right. Okay. So a real estate agent helps a diplomat move to the United Kingdoms. We have Randy with the Holy Grail, Molly with James Bond, Die Another Day, Nate with The Princess Bride, and Marie with Parent Trap. DC, how would you like to score?
Okay, Molly, you get 21 points because I like the video that Madonna did for Die Another Day because she gets beat up and it's really kind of funny.
Yes, thanks, Madonna.
Sweet DC.
I know. It's Madonna.
Speaking of toucans.
And also, I love the idea of the Parent Trap. Actually, that amuses me. So 33 points for Marie.
Thank you.
And Nate, you can have 17.
Thank you.
For that. Randy, you're out of luck.
All right. All
He's
right.
already winning.
We're getting into the last stretch. So a real estate agent helps a diplomat move to the UK, describes Dracula.
Dracula.
Oh.
It describes Dracula. That is what his profession was.
Okay.
All
That's our
right.
second
Marcus
blood-sucking
profession.
reference tonight, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
vampiric.
Okay.
Yep.
Just
All
confirming.
right. Movie number 4, our last movie. A man rebels against his father for the love of a woman, and a replicant gets in the way. I apologize in advance, Molly. What do you got?
Why are you apologizing? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
All right. I'm going to go grab my towel. Nate.
Star Wars Return of the Jedi.
That's what I was going to say.
All right. Return of the Jedi. Marie.
Oh, God damn it.
You took my memento, so I'm going to take yours.
Touche.
Wallace and Gromit.
Little Mermaid.
What?
There's a replica in there. Ursula becomes the Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
It's the
Okay. I heard.
Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid.
All right. Randy, what's your answer?
I think I'm going to go with Back to the Future.
All right. So a man rebels against his father for the love of a woman, and a replicant gets in the way. We have Molly with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Nate with Return of the Jedi, Marie with A Little Mermaid, Randy with Back to the Future. DC, how would you like to score?
Marie, you get 47 points
Thank
for
you.
your
I think-
energetic answer.
Thank you. I do think that Papa Eric, King Eric, Prince Eric's dad would have been disappointed with him eloping with a half human, half fish.
All right. That makes sense.
Thank you, DC.
So the answer is 90 some odd years old. A man rebels against his father for the love of a woman, and a replicant gets in the way, describes Metropolis. Can we say fake Maria? Okay. DC, thank you so much for being a visiting professor tonight on Balderdash Academy. Other than Penn, which links are in the description, what else is new and exciting for you? What's coming up?
Oh, goodness gracious. Today, I got an email saying that one of my short pieces was a semifinalist in something, which, means that in a week I will get the thank you, but sorry email, because that's the way things go, but I'll take it.
Now, you can find DC online at the New Play Exchange and on Amazon, and links to everything is in the description. Before we reveal our winner, it's time for today's moral. So, after a great evening playing around with friends and learning about DC, seeing his collection, about our answers and our jokes, one thing tonight is very, very clear. If you lived in the 70s or early 80s and you were playing with your Fisher-Price guillotine, do not stick your eeny-peeny into the hole. The lead paint could be poisonous and may lead to mothers against little people or mounts coming after the company. All right, there was some texture to that one, huh?
That was a lot. Yes.
All right, here's our winner. Our final score. Things changed. It's close. In last place, we have myself at 71 points. Next, we have a score that is 2 points away from each other.
Oh, okay.
This is the closest game we have ever had in Balderdash Academy history.
Oh, wow.
We have one score that is 243 points, one score that is 245 points, one score that is 246 points, and the winner with 247. So let me tell you who those are. In last place of the faculty, we have Nate with 243 points. Next, we have Marie with 245 points. So is it Molly or is it Randy?
It's a nail biter.
Molly got 246. So for his first win, we have our professor of the performing arts, Randy, with 247 points.
You really like me.
I got goosebumps reading those scores. That was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Way to make it a nail biter, DC.
Yeah, nice
was
job
fantastic.
scoring that, DC.
Yeah.
Kept us on our
Drama.
toes.
Thank you for visiting us at Balderdash Academy. I've been your headmaster, Bob LeBlanc. Joining me has been our faculty. We have Professor of English Language Arts, Molly McGill.
Bye-bye, Edie.
Our Professor of STEAM, Nate Green.
Tastes like lead.
Our Professor of Home Ec and Wellness, Marie Stewart Harmon.
Careful what you do, in fact, scratch and sniff.
And our winner, our new reigning champion with one score on the board, Professor of the Performing Arts, Randy Hunt.
If you drink too much in the next few days, don't forget your bean juice.
And of course, our visiting professor, actor, director, playwright, DC Cathro.
And now I can add this to my resume. Visiting
Guest
professor.
professor.
Oh, thank you for joining us tonight at Balderdash Academy. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Remember to like and subscribe to the video. Also remember that we have options available if you'd like to support the show directly. You can show your school pride by picking up merch from our store. And we are now booking live shows, whether it's this improv head-to-head or our new on-the-air radio comedy theater. Details for everything can be found in the link in the description or at balderdashacademy.com. Good night. Thanks for watching, and go Dashers!
Go Dashers!